Jupiter, Florida. We're at Lucky Shuck, Oyster and Tap House. You're gonna dig this. Food is fantastic. Come on. All right, so we are here with the chef, Nick Dellinger. Thank you for having us out today.
Pleasure to be here.
So as you know, I'm gonna ask you a lot of questions. And the first one is, what's the square root of 80? No, I'm kidding.
I don't know.
So when you were 10 years old, what did the 10-year-old Nick want to do when he got older?
Oh, I think at that point, I wanted to be in law enforcement, maybe like a police officer. My stepdad at the time was a police officer, so I think that's where I wanted to go.
Okay, yeah,
or a firefighter. I had those ambitions of being like a public servant. I'm going to help people and save lives and things like that.
Excellent. So you made the transition into food service. What got you into the food industry?
You know, my parents had a restaurant. My grandparents had a restaurant.
Is that Porky's?
My parents had Porky's. Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Porky's Diner was in Des Moines, Iowa. It was a mainstay in Des Moines, Iowa for many years. They catered to classic cars and motorcycles.
All right.
So it was very popular. My mom and stepfather actually bought it when it was already well known. Took it over, renovated it, and just continued doing what they did best. We sold massive pork tenderloin sandwiches, great diner-style breakfast, super fast, casual service, a lot of fun.
You're saying all the right stuff to me.
So that's where that was my first real restaurant job. My grandparents also had a restaurant, a very small diner in Southern Illinois, and I remember like going and sitting and watching my grandma make pies and homemade biscuits. And cooking was always part of my family and part of like everything we did. You know, like when we get together and things like that. My grandparents were my grandma's on my dad's side Italian, my grandma on my mom's side's German. Both very avid culinarians, loved cooking, and so it was always just a part of life growing up.
And it's very different and specific food palettes.
It was,
right?
And actually very unique, because I got to draw from both of them, but both of them were in Southern Illinois, so similar ingredients, you know, similar area, similar stylings of cuisine, like being in a southern rural environment. It's very unique.
So you grew up in the business.
Mm-hmm.
When the first time that you were in a professional kitchen,
that was Porky's.
Did you want to quit? Did you ever just walk away and never come back?
Not the first time.
Not the first time.
Not in the first couple of years.
Why?
I loved it.
How old were you?
I started as a dishwasher when I was 13 and a half, 14. And then, you know, immediately, honestly, by the time I was 16, I could run the whole restaurant, front and back of the house.
Well, that's pretty special, actually. I did, because I was about 14 or so when I first got into this business as well. And I can tell you with assurance that when I went in, I wanted to like run the other way as fast as I could.
See, I started.
But it pulled me in.
I started as a soda jerk and making malts, like swear to God, and you know, running around the kitchen, like going to get fries for the fry guy, and then going to do dishes, and then bussing tables, and then, you know, before I knew it, I was waiting tables. I love the interaction of talking with guests.
So you have
people.
You have front of the house experience.
I do.
As well.
Waiting service, bar. I've pretty much done it all. And I love it. I actually really enjoy being able to be a chef that can walk to a table and say hello, talk to a guest about their dish, see what they liked, what they didn't like, things like that.
I kind of think that you know, when a chef has front of the house experience, it really rounds out that particular chef. Like you encompass more, you see it more, you know how to communicate with everybody better. That's pretty amazing.
I agree, and honestly, it makes me understand the process of everything that's going on. You know, cook might not understand that a server is going through this with a table right now, and that's why there's so many modifications on the ticket. But because I've had experience out there, I understand what they're going through, and it allows me to be more effective in my job, both managing and you know, being the chef.
Is it still difficult to find staff right now?
Honestly, right now, no. And for me, it hasn't been. We had some challenges about a year ago, really getting this place staffed adequately. But we've created such a great culture in the kitchen here that I've got people that want to come work here.
You know, I want to touch on that for a second too. You know, this is the second time now that we've been, you know, here to Love Street.
Yep.
And I can tell you, the audience I'm talking to with assurance, the people who run these restaurants and this group are awesome people. Like, you guys have excitement
Absolutely.
About the business. Obviously, you know, there wasn't any expense spared in, you know, the quality of the build out. Like, they're beautiful restaurants, and it's on the water, obviously, you know. So you guys do a terrific job here with your personalities. I just wanted to make that clear.
Thank you.
And I think the audience deserves to hear that as well.
I'm beyond proud and thrilled with my management team, and like everybody brings their own energy to the table. But when we're all all together, it really complements each other really well. It's a real blessing. It was a very difficult opening, but opening a restaurant of this magnitude and stature, if you will, with the people that we did it with, it was pretty impressive.
Dare I say, you know, hey man, Joe Namath, right?
Joe Namath, that's right.
Having that kind of like,
it's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
Broadway Joe, man.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Got to deliver.
Yes. We're in beautiful Jupiter. This area is gorgeous.
It is. I love it.
It's still a sleepy town in South Florida, and you're on the water. So we have the lighthouse behind us. You have the waterways here. You cook seafood for a living.
I do.
Are you into the ocean? Is that something that you're all about as well?
I love it. I was born in the Midwest, so I was landlocked. As soon as I got a taste of the ocean, I've not been able to go back and stay landlocked. I've lived in the Caribbean for 7 of the past 10 years. Snorkeling, scuba diving, free diving, spear fishing, and some of the Caribbean islands, you're doing like hand line fishing for mahi. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
But here it's the same. Like I love the balance. Like Jupiter is such a great place because it's still a sleepy town, but you still have all these things of a city that has to offer, right? But you can still walk right out here and be immediately in the ocean.
Yeah,
it's a really cool balance for me.
You can almost still feel like you're by yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's your favorite beverage right now?
Right now, here or just in general? Like, what am I drinking if we're going out for?
Yes.
I'm honestly, I like a really good margarita. I'm a tequila guy.
All right. Favorite tequila?
Milagro Silver, actually, at this point right now.
Right.
I actually was not a tequila guy until a few years ago when I met my wife. I didn't like tequila prior to that, but she liked tequila, and so she flipped me.
I have to tell you, as soon as we get married, all of a sudden tequila works for us.
Seriously,
it helps us get through. Cheers
to that.
Yeah. Sorry, honey. Love you, Chef. All right, we're gonna wrap up with the best advice ever given to you, professionally or otherwise.
I think probably the best advice that I have ever been given and hold on to was from my dad. Said, always be a sponge. Always soak up knowledge, soak up experience, be a sponge. Like, don't ever stop learning, whether that's good habits, bad habits. Always, be aware of what's going on and just soak it all up. That and work hard.
Are you a father?
I will be in July. I've got a baby on the way.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, I'm very excited. It's been a heck of a year for us.
And sincerely, congratulations
Thank
to
you.
that. And I'm sure that you're going to pass that advice along as well.
Absolutely.
Chef Nick, thank you very much. We're going to jump into the kitchen now. Let's see what's cooking. And are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it, baby.
Let's do it.
All right.
This segment of Walking Talk is brought to you by Don Pablo, Coffee Growers and Roasters.
They call me Don Pablo, and 20 years ago, I discovered my passion for great quality coffee. Today, we're roasting excellent quality coffee that's rich, smooth, and very complex. It's a taste that's new in the world.
Hello friends and welcome back. My name is Nick Lanier. I'm the principal bartender here at Love Street. And this is my home, Lucky Shuck Oyster Bar and Tap House, home to 24 beers on tap, several handcrafted cocktails, and a wonderful food menu. Today I'm going to be making 3 of our menu cocktails for you. These are unique to us. They are riffs on some classics though. First and foremost, I'm going to do what we call the Storms Brewing. For this cocktail I have a few tools, some shaker tins, a jigger, my dasher bottle, a strainer, and my glassware. Now, due to the volume we do here at Lucky Shuck and the complicated menu we have for cocktails, we batch several of our cocktails to ensure speed of service. My first step in this cocktail is taking my Angostura bitters, aromatic bitters, doing 1 hard dash. I'm going to grab my batch bottle, give it a little shake here. Quite simply add 4 ounces of the batch, and we're going to chill this cocktail. Now the way we chill it is by adding ice and shaking it. This does 2 things. Not only does it chill the cocktail, but it dilutes it. Dilution is key in creating a perfect cocktail. You want to water it down just a little bit, but not too much. To do it with this cocktail, do a few what I call agitator cubes to break up those citrus molecules, and then our pellet ice to help dilute a little more. Shake it, shake. The pellet ice dilutes pretty quickly so that we don't have to shake it too much. From there we get our glassware. This is called a hurricane glass. This cocktail is a riff of a New Orleans classic cocktail called a hurricane. If you've been to Pat O'Brien's in New Orleans, which I'm sure you don't remember, and you've had one, this is our take on that delicious cocktail. From there we fill it with our pellet ice. We give it a nice little black strap, which is a young rum, a little floater right on top. And very important, to finish off a nice cocktail, we want it to look pretty, right? We want to draw attention to it. A nice garnish. For that we have our flag, which is simply an orange wedge and a cherry. There you go. Now these are the Luxardo cherries, that good. And we're all set. Cheers. Okay, now we're gonna make 2 cocktails at once. One of which is a French 75 riff that we call the Love Potion 75. We took an old school cocktail your grandparents used to drink and we made it sexy. The other one we have here is our #1 selling tequila cocktail called the Good Time Shirley. Little tequila, mezcal, hibiscus, grapefruit. It's really, really good. A little spicy. Got a habanero tincture in there, but let's get to it. All right. For the Love Potion, we have 1 dash each of lavender and rhubarb bitters. And for that Good Time Shirley, we got 3 dashes of our spicy habanero tincture, the Hellfire bitters. Like we talked about before, in order to speed things up, we batch these cocktails. So for the Love Potion here, pre-batch, give it a little shake. Go 3.5 ounces. And for that Good Time Shirley, 2.75 ounces. While the Love Potion's gonna get regular ice here, our Good Time Shirley's gonna be shaken with pellet ice to dilute it. Now, like a French 75, that Love Potion is going to get topped off with some bubbles. That will go in your champagne flute. We talked about garnishes being important to finish this off. I'm going to express a lemon peel to get the oils. We're going to kind of rub it around the rim of that glass for smell and taste. Get the stem for your fingers. Get rid of that one. And we have a nice trimmed up pretty one. We're going to invert with a slit on it to garnish like that. That is your Love Potion 75. And our Mac Daddy #1 seller, the Good Time Shirley. We're pouring this over the pellet ice. And we're gonna finish that with a mezcal rinse. That is your Good Time Shirley. Cheers, friends.
This segment of Walking Talk is brought to you by Farm Fresh Produce.
It's Walk-In Confessions. Come on. This is Walk-In Confessions. We all know what that means. Chef, it's horror stories of the business, what have you.
Well, you know, when I think of horror stories, I guess one thing that came to mind, I spent a good bit of time working in the Caribbean on the island of Anguilla. I had a very, very small staff, had a very, very busy restaurant, and in Anguilla they say the #1 sport of the country is boat racing and the #2 is gossip. Well, boat racing, #1 sport, is a big deal. Everybody would go to the boat races on boat race day. Just so happened, boat races happened also during busy season. So you kind of didn't know what you were going to get. You know, some days you'd have the guys all show up. Sometimes they'd show up half drunk, half not at all.
Wait, you're saying intoxicated?
Yes, a little bit. Once in a while, that would happen.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
So we had one day in particular that I'll never forget because I was actually already scheduled to run the grill station, and the kitchen was a big circle. So I had a saute, grill, pantry, and then all the way over here was the dish pit. And that particular day, I had half my staff not show up and the other half showed up pretty lit to the point where we couldn't have them working that day. So I ended up having to just kind of pull up my bootstraps and run the dish pit and the grill. And then I had my whole staff. They're like the few guys that I had left. They were like, "Oh, we can't wash dishes. We're cooks. We're cooks, not dishwashers." And I was like, "Yeah, all right, you go cook your salads, and I'll run the dish pit and I'll run the grill."
Did you just say go cook your salads?
He was a pantry cook, and he's like, "I'm a cook, not a dishwasher." And I was like,
I love it.
You're gonna do whatever we need you to do tonight, right? I mean, that's the nature of the business.
Sure.
Well, they learned that night that is the nature of the business. So we ended up being very, very busy. I ran the grill, I ran the dish pit, and expedited for over 400 covers. And by the end of that night, all the guys that were there we're also washing dishes. So it was a learning experience. It ended up working out all right, but it was a pretty painful 4 hours.
All right, so everybody out there, you're watching, right? Like, you could have the most frou-frou chef that's out there, eloquently trained, the whole 9 yards. And at the end of the day, yes, people who use tweezers, right? At the end of the day, in today's world, you're washing dishes, right? Because
you do whatever it takes. You do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes, and I don't care if there's Bentleys and Rolls Royces in the front of that building. You're washing dishes.
You're washing dishes.
You are. Chef, you are awesome. Great story. No, sincerely, that's really funny. I got a kick out of that because I've had my share of, dishwashing as well. So I appreciate you, man.
Hey, good to have you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Cheers.
This segment of Walking Talk is brought to you by Peninsula Food Service.
Wow. All right, Chef. I mean, this is a long time coming now already. I'm kind of excited.
Kind of.
Yeah. So this is where I make a mess of myself, and I enjoy. Like, my love, my wife, my children. I'm sorry that you're not here to enjoy this. I'm sorry, but I'm here. I'm representing. Chef, what do we have?
All right, well, first up we have a Key West pink shrimp stack. It's Key West pink shrimp, smashed avocado, and Cajun Bloody Mary. All right, thank you, sir. Drive fast, take chances. That's Nick Lanier, our principal bartender, stealing a shrimp from us. Anyway, so Key West pink shrimp salad with smashed avocado and Cajun Bloody Mary. A little mix of frisee, arugula, and mixed greens on top. Very lightly dressed, very simple, light.
That's powerful.
The Bloody Mary, the Cajun. It's a little bit of a kick.
No, but it's refreshing. Plus, you get the Bloody Mary, so you get a little bit of the salt.
That's kind of the idea.
Yeah,
and
that's
then the Key West pink shrimp have a little bit of sweetness to them.
Yep.
Really balances out with the horseradish and the Bloody Mary.
I am going to eat the hell out of that. Just want you to know. Now, so Nick comes in, right? He busts into the whole scene here.
This is his favorite, though.
And what do we got?
This is our New Orleans style barbecue shrimp.
Yep.
It is honestly, it is a very, very close replica to what you'll find in New Orleans. Barbecue shrimp, it's a unique sauce base. It's not your typical what you think of as barbecue. It's a cream and tomato base, very herbaceous. We make a sauce base, we saute the shrimp, we add a little crystal hot sauce and bourbon.
You gotta get this. You're gonna be here, you're gonna come, and you're gonna eat this. Chef, what's it called?
The New Orleans style barbecue shrimp. New Orleans, baby.
You're watching.
New Orleans barbecue shrimp.
You get here and you eat this. I'm so sorry to cut you.
It's fire.
In the most respect possible. I'm sorry. Please continue.
I'm super happy with it. So that's that. It's served with a little toasted crostini and then a little black garlic tonkatsu on the side. Next up are applewood smoked baby back ribs. We smoke these ribs for 2 hours and then braise them for 2 hours. It's made with a homemade barbecue sauce. Very, very, very traditional barbecue. We serve it with a bed of braised collard greens and homemade cornbread. A little watermelon salad, like right to the roots, baby. Like real southern cooking. Soulful, eat your heart out.
Wow,
ribs should fall off the bone. Collard greens are one of my favorite things. I remember my grandma making it when I was a kid.
Tell me about this sauce.
It's a homemade barbecue sauce. It's very, 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 very simple to make. It's just a few ingredients. Sweet, spicy, ketchup based, a little brown sugar. Not too spicy, nothing crazy, but very balanced. This is our house barbecue, so I use it for pretty much anything that we have that's barbecue or any specials. So I want it to be approachable, but I want it to have a unique flavor, something different than you're going to find at any old random place.
No, so normally during this segment, I don't say much. I eat, make a mess. But I really do. That barbecue is fantastic.
Thank you. I'll give you the recipe.
No, I'm not
right now.
No, not now.
But afterwards.
Maybe we'll shoot something like that.
Maybe we'll teach you. Maybe we'll learn about it. You heard it. Sky's the limit.
Talk to me, Chef. What else?
All right, so this is we do 5 different fish every day. So we have 5 different offerings, and we offer them in different preparations. This is one of my favorites. It's a Creole corn pudding and jerk smoked pork belly. So what you have here is a local red grouper. It's pan seared. We have jerk smoked pork belly. It's smoked for an hour and a half, braised for an hour and a half, and then pan fried. It's served on a bed of corn pudding. So it's sweet corn, Creole spice, and a little bit of vanilla. So you get a little bit of vanilla like sweetness coming through, but also that Creole spice. It's served with some roasted shishito peppers and a little micro cilantro. And I really love the balance of the smoky jerk in the pork and the creaminess of the corn pudding. It pairs really, really nicely with some of our local white flaky fish.
Yeah, delicious. And do not discount the shishito pepper.
No, it's nice.
It's not just for garnish. Like, you eat that.
You get a flavor in it.
And a jump. Yeah.
You know, I like playing around with ideas of surf and turf frequently, and this is one that made it to the menu. So this is a surf and turf concept.
I'm digging it.
All right, last but not least, is our brisket loaded cornbread. It's actually a different type of cornbread. We make 2 different types in-house. This one for the ribs, very light and fluffy, basted with Creole honey. This one for the brisket loaded cornbread is a little bit more dense. It's gonna take on the sauce and really be like something where it'll absorb it without breaking apart. Our brisket, burnt and ragu. It's our house brisket. We smoke it for 16 hours. Then we take off the ends, we smoke them again, and then we braise them and make a burnt and ragu. We cook them down with a good bit of bourbon, a little bit of red wine, some tomato product. We have a spicy tomato jam on the bottom, a little avocado cream, and a little salad of pickled red onions, frisee, and scallions on top. So you kind of got quite a few different flavors going on there, but they should all really balance out. The smoke from the brisket, the creaminess of the avocado, you got sweetness from the tomato jam.
So, I've had people on social media. They say, hey, Carl, it's like every time you describe food, it's always good, it's never bad, right? This sucks. No, I'm kidding. Look, what it means to me is, hey, I'm not going to a place that has bad food. I'm not going to ever do a bad review, ever, right?
Ideally.
Yeah, I won't do it. I just won't go there.
Why would you?
Right. But everything here is like, it's on another level.
Thank you.
I'm not saying that for the camera. I wouldn't do that. I don't need that. This is legitimately next level fresh, next level flavor. I really appreciate what you're doing here.
Thank you.
I mean that sincerely in every way.
We work very hard. We take a lot of pride in our ingredients, what's coming into us, and our food is good because we love what we're doing. We love it. We're happy about it. We're excited about it. It's awesome for me. I get my staff excited about it. They get excited about daily specials, but also just the daily menu. Like, they're pumped when they get good feedback. They're pumped when they get good reviews. They're pumped when we get busy and we put out 100 of these in a day. They all look the exact same. They all taste the exact same. It's a really cool feeling.
We've been here for several hours, and I have to tell you that we've had the opportunity to talk to some of the other staff.
Yep.
And yeah, man, like everybody here want to do the right work.
It's a cool vibe. It's a cool place. We've got a great team across the board. Everyone from the host stand to the dish pit. Everybody cares, and it's just fun, And you get a bunch of people that have the like mind, that want to serve people, that want to serve high quality food, something next level, like you said. And you get them all in the same room, and just magic happens. And that's what's happening here, Lucky Shuck.
I was going to ask you, hey, why is this? Why is Love Street the place to be in Jupiter? But you just answered that.
That's why we're here.
Chef, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Appreciate you having us out.
Yeah, you come anytime.
So we're going to be back, number 1. Number 2, like, this is going to get devoured. Yes. Chef, you're awesome.
Get down on it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.